Gabon. The green is for the country's forested area, an important economic resource. The yellow stripe in the middle symbolizes the equator, which crosses the country, and blue is for the Atlantic Ocean on its coast. Guinea-Bissau. The flag is based on the flag of the African Party for Independence of Guinea and Cape Verde. The black star was said to be symbolic of the African people and their determination to live in dignity, freedom, and peace. Yellow is symbolic for harvest and fruits of labor. Green is for agriculture and jungles. Bahrain. The earliest flags of Bahrain were plain red until a treaty was signed with the British, and white was added to signify that they were friendly with the British. The 5 triangles represent the 5 pillars of Islam. Trinidad and Tobago. Black is for the dedication to unity, strength, and purpose. White is for purity and the sea, which unites the 2 main islands of the country, and red for the warmth of the sun, the vitality of the people, and friendliness and courage. Estonia. The blue is for the sky, black is for the land, and white is for aspiration toward freedom. Mauritius. Red is for the struggle of independence, blue is for the island nature of the country within the Indian Ocean, yellow is for the light of freedom, and green is for the lush green vegetation all year long. Equatorial Guinea. In the center, the coat of arms contains a silk cotton tree, under which the first treaty was signed between Spain and a local ruler. Under it, the country's motto in Spanish: unity, peace, and justice. The 6 golden stars represent the 5 main islands and the mainland territory that make up the country. The blue triangle represents the ocean, the green, vegetation, the white, peace, and the red, the blood shed by martyrs in the freedom struggle. East Timor. Based on the flag used by the Revolutionary Front for an independent East Timor, the black represents 4 centuries of colonial oppression, the yellow the struggle for independence, and red the suffering of East Timorese people, and the white star represents the hope of the future. Swaziland. A traditional Swazi shield adorns the center. 2 spears and a fighting stick with feathers are behind it. The crimson red stands for the battles of the past, the yellow for mineral wealth, and the blue for peace. Djibouti. The blue is for Isa people and symbolizes the sea and sky. The green is for the Afar people and symbolizes prosperity. The white symbolizes peace. The red, independence, and the triangle stands for equality, and the star, unity. Fiji. The Union Jack on the canton recalls that Fiji was a British colony. The coat of arms has the red cross of St. George, a symbol of England, and on top a golden lion, another symbol of England, holding a cacao pod, a local symbol. Between the arms of the cross are more local Fiji symbols: sugarcane, palm tree, bananas, and a dove. Cyprus. The flag is meant to be a neutral symbol between Turks and Greeks, with both the white and the olive branches meant to signify peace. The entire country's silhouette is in the center. Comoros. The green color and crescent represent Islam. The 4 stars represent the 4 islands that make up the country. The 4 stripes also represent the 4 islands: yellow for Maheli, white for Mayotte, red for Anjouan, and blue for Grande Comore. Bhutan. The country is known as the land of the thundered dragon. Traditionally, the thunder in the mountains and valleys of Bhutan were believed to be the voice of dragons. The dragon pictured in the center is white, symbolizing purity and loyalty. In its claws it holds jewels, symbolic of national wealth and perfection. The yellow background is symbolic of the power of the king. The orange is for certain sects of Buddhism and the country's religious commitment. Guyana. The green stands for the jungles and fields of the country. The white is for the rivers. The yellow arrowhead is for the original natives of the country, but also the golden future that citizens are committed to building. The black represents perseverance, and red represents zeal and sacrifice in nation building. Macau. The lotus in the center represents Macau. Beneath it is a bridge, symbolic of the Governor Nobre the Carvalho Bridge, which is a bridge that links the Macau Peninsula and the island of Taipa, the most recognizable landmark of Macau. The water beneath the bridge symbolizes Macau's importance and history as a port. The 5 stars recalls the 5 stars of the flag of China, symbolizing the relationship Macau has with mainland China. Solomon Islands. The green stands for the trees and crops. The blue stands for the importance of water for the islands. The diagonal yellow stripe stands for the sun. The 5 white stars stand for the original 5 provinces which the country was divided into. Montenegro. Based partially on old military flags, the coat of arms in the middle consists of a golden 2-headed eagle, a symbol of the Byzantine Empire, symbolic of dual authority. The lion, symbolic of episcopal authority, and the crown, royal authority. Although the country is now a secular democratic republic, Luxembourg. The red, white, and blue were derived from the coat of arms of the House of Luxembourg. Although similar to the flag of the Netherlands, there is no official connection with it, and the blue on the flag of Luxembourg is officially defined as very bright blue. Suriname. The green is for the country's jungles and agriculture, white is for justice and freedom, and red is for the progressive spirit of the nation. In the center, a yellow star symbolizes unity, a golden future, and the spirit of sacrifice necessary to achieve those goals. Cape Verde. The 10 yellow stars represent the 10 main islands that make up the country. The white, red, and white stripes represent represent peace and the path towards nation building. Malta. Traditionally, the colors were said to be given to Malta by Roger I of Sicily in the 11th century. However, the more likely origin is that it comes from the flag of the Knights of the Hospital of St. John of Jerusalem. The George Cross that appears in the canton represents the George Cross that was awarded to Malta by George VI of the United Kingdom in 1942 for the heroism and devotion of the people during World War II. Brunei. The yellow represents the Sultan of Brunei, the absolute monarch who rules the country. The black and white stripes represent his two chief ministers. The crescent represents Islam. The parasol above it is a symbol of royalty. The hands on the side represent the benevolence of the government. On the crescent, written in Arabic, is the phrase, "Always render service by the guidance of God." And below that on the ribbon is written, "Brunei, the abode of peace." Belize. In the center, a mahogany tree is depicted representing the wooded areas of the country. In front of that are two woodcutters, one of Native American ancestry and the other of African ancestry. They are depicted holding an axe and paddle. Also depicted on the shield are other wood-cutting tools. Below the shield, the words "Sub umbra floreo," I flourish in the shade. The blue color comes from the People's United Party, and the red comes from the United Democratic Party to make the flag neutral. The 50 leaves encircling the center recall the year 1950, the year when opposition to British rule began. The Bahamas. The two aquamarine stripes represent the water surrounding the islands. The yellow stripe represents the sand and other land resources. The black triangle represents the people and their strength. The Maldives. The green rectangle with the crescent in the middle represent the nation's religion, Islam, as well as progress, prosperity, and peace. The red border around it is a reminder of heroes who sacrificed themselves for the country. Iceland. Like other Nordic countries, the cross represents Christianity and general solidarity with the Nordic countries. The red recalls the flag of Denmark, of which Iceland was a dependency of. Blue and white represent Iceland as they were traditional colors of clothing worn by the people of Iceland. Barbados. The blue, yellow, and blue stand for the sea, sand, and sky. The trident was taken from the colonial flag of Barbados under British rule, where Britannia is seen holding the trident. On the Barbados flag, the trident is broken, without a staff, to signify its break from Britain. Vanuatu. The black triangle represents the land and the people. The green is for the lush vegetation. The red is for the sacrifice of pigs, which is a common religious ritual in the country. The emblem on the black triangle depicts a pig's tusk encircling two crossed leaves, representing the importance of the ritual. The yellow Y-shaped line suggests the layout of the islands of Vanuatu, and the yellow color represents peace and the light of Christianity spreading through the country. Samoa. White stands for purity, blue for freedom, and red for courage. The Southern Cross in the blue canton is popular among Southern Hemisphere nations such as Australia. Sao Tome and Príncipe. The red triangle stands for equality and independence. The two black stars represent the people living on the two main islands that make up the country. Green is for the rich vegetation of the country, and yellow for the tropical sun. St. Lucia. The blue represents the water that surrounds the island, the Atlantic Ocean and the Caribbean Sea. The white and black colors represent harmony among the races living in St. Lucia, and the yellow represents the constant sunshine that the island enjoys. The black triangle shape represent ancient volcanic cones found in the southwest of the country. Kiribati. The three blue and three white waves represent the Pacific Ocean which surrounds the country. The sun on the horizon represents the nation's position straddling the equator, and the frigate bird symbolizes command of the sea, power, and freedom. St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The three green diamonds recall the name, the gems of the Antilles or jewels of the Caribbean, a nickname for the islands, and the V-shaped pattern in which the diamonds are arranged is the first letter of Vincent. The green is for the island's vegetation and the vitality of the people. The yellow stands for the sand and the warmth of the people, and the blue is for the sea and the sky. Grenada. Green is for vegetation, yellow for wisdom and the sun. The red border is symbolic of courage and vitality. The 7 yellow stars represent the original subdivisions of the country. The symbol on the left represents nutmeg, a principal crop of the country. Tonga. The red cross represents Christianity. The white color is for purity, and the red, the blood of Christ shed on the cross. Micronesia. The blue represents the Pacific Ocean, and the 4 stars represent the states in the Federation. Seychelles. The pattern symbolizes the new country moving into the future. The blue is for the sky and the sea that surrounds it. The yellow is for the sun, the red represents the people and their determination to work in unity and love. The white represents social justice and harmony, and green represents the environment. Antigua and Barbuda. The black is for the African ancestry of the people. The sun is for the always sunny weather. The blue below it is for the Caribbean Sea, and the white represents sand. The V-shape is a symbol of victory. The red is for the dynamism of the people working towards their own future. Andorra. The colors of the flag were influenced by Spanish and French flags, and recalls Andorra's history as being founded jointly by a Spanish bishop and a French count. The bishop's mitre and crozier in the top left of the coat of arms is symbolic of one of the co-princes of Andorra, the Bishop of Urgell. The two red cows is a symbol of Bern, France, and recalls the other co-prince, the President of France. The motto at the bottom says, "Strength united is stronger." Dominica. Green is for the forest, the red disc for socialism, the 10 stars represent the 10 parishes or administrative districts of the island, the yellow is for the natives, white is for Europeans, and black is for Africans. The colors also represent fruit, rivers, and rich soil. The Marshall Islands. The two stripes together are for the equator, of which the islands are near. Growth and vitality are represented by the growing width of the stripes. The 24-pointed star represents the municipalities that make up the country. The 4 long rays stand for the capital and 3 administrative centers. They also represent Christianity because of the cross shape. St. Kitts and Nevis. The green is for the fertility of the islands. The red is for the years of struggle against slavery and colonialism. The black stripe represents the African heritage of the people. The yellow is for sunshine. The 2 stars are for the 2 islands and a symbol of hope. Liechtenstein. Blue is for the sky, red is for the evening fires in homes, and the crown stands for unity of the people and their prince. Monaco. Red and white have been the colors of the ruling house of Grimaldi since the 1300s. San Marino. The white and blue are for the sky and clouds, and for peace and liberty. The 3 towers are for the 3 towers of San Marino, located on 3 peaks of a mountain around the capital. The crown is for sovereignty, not monarchy, and the Latin motto at the bottom says liberty. Palau. The golden disc represents the moon. The full moon is considered the best time for human activity in the country, as it is said to give people a feeling of warmth, tranquility, peace, love, and domestic unity. The blue represents independence from foreign administration. Tuvalu. The stars represent the 9 islands that make up the country in a geographically correct arrangement. The Union Jack in the top left represents its history as a British colony and current position as a Commonwealth country with the British monarch as their own. Nauru. The yellow line represents the equator. The star represents the country's geographical location to it, 1 degree below the equator. Its position near the hoist is to indicate the country's position to the west of the international date line. The blue background is the Pacific Ocean. Vatican City. The keys refer to the biblical story where Jesus said he would give Peter the keys to the kingdom of heaven. It is symbolic of the authority Christ gave to Peter and his successors, the popes. The gold key signifies the heavens and the silver signifies the faithful on earth. The papal tiara has 3 crowns to represent the pope's role as priest, ruler, and teacher, although they were initially added to represent power over civil authorities and monarchs as well as sovereignty over the papal states.